War was too great a risk for William, but not for Harry. My family, it is Thursday today, and once again, Prince Harry graces the front page of the UK tabloid media after fleeing the UK 3 years ago. And my family, the front page of Daily Mirror, here's what they wrote. War was too great a risk for William, but not for Harry. The Sun tabloid, owned by Rupert Murdoch, here's what they wrote. Royal secret revealed. Queen, send Wills and Harry to war. Monarch wanted both to fight. Daily Express, here's what they said. Sensational TV series reveals why Harry went to war and not William. And my family, also, here's what Daily Fail has also been saying. My family, my grandsons have taken my shilling. They must do their duty. The Queen wanted both Harry and William to fight in Afghanistan before deciding it was too risky to send the future king. Ex-Army Chief reveals. My family. And my family, it's so disgusting how they speak of Harry like he's worth nothing. My family, that's how they speak of him. My family, here's what in online platforms, here's what, the clickbait reads. And I quote from Daily Express. Here's what they wrote. Prince Harry's risk of death in war acceptable, but William's deemed too great by Queen. My family. That's how they speak of Prince Harry. That's how they are talking about him, online. My family. And Harry was right. Harry was right. That is how he was seen. As a spare part and not as an actual human being, deserving of being treated with basic human dignity. Prince Harry was the spare. My family, I want to take a deep dive into what Harry said in his memoir Spare, for purposes of reference, for purposes of getting the truth, my family. And my family also, I want to condemn the online articles being written with this as a headline, my family. And I quote Daily Express once again. The Prince Harry's risk of death in war acceptable, but William's deemed too great by Queen. My family, I want to condemn those languages used by the UK tabloid media. My family, when I see this online, I am reminded every single day as to why Harry and Meghan had to flee the UK. Harry told them the language they use, the rhetoric, is radicalizing its readers to want to potentially cause harm to Harry, his wife, and kids. And my family, this online articles is the perfect yet sad example of exactly what Harry was saying, the rhetoric. My family, no life lost of someone who is innocent. No life lost is ever acceptable, even in war. My family, especially when you are someone who is fighting for your country, to protect your country's freedom, just as what, Harry was doing. My family, yet back in the UK, they are claiming that the Queen deemed that, William's life was way more important than Prince Harry. That is how they viewed Harry in his life. That's how they dehumanized him while in the royal family. Yet they say, oh, we loved him. Oh, we care about Harry. My family, this language, this rhetoric tells us a very, very different story. It's clear they never cared, nor loved Prince Harry. My family, just first hear what Harry said in his memoir about exactly just how in his life he has been treated as the pauper prince, as the poor prince. My family, while William has lived a life of luxury. My family, if you have kids, at least have the decency of loving them equally. Let your kids know that they are loved equally. Not one is better than the other. No, love them equally. That's what a parent does. That's what the late Diana did to the moment, to the day that she lost her life after being hounded and chased by paparazzi in France. Diana loved her children to the last day. But my family is so sad that my family, Charles clearly doesn't love his kids in the way or manner Diana loved her children. And no wonder Diana said this, my family, and I quote, I give Harry much more love to compensate for any unfair treatment. And my family, let's speak of that unfair treatment, my family. And I quote Harry's memoir, Spare. Balmoral had 50 bedrooms, one of which had been divided for me and Willie. Adults called it the nursery. Willie had the larger half, with a double bed, a good-sized basin, a cupboard with mirrored doors, a beautiful window looking down on the courtyard, the fountain, the bronze statue of a roe deer buck. My half of the room was far smaller, less luxurious. I never asked why. I did not care. But I also did not need to ask. 2 years older than me, Willie was the heir, whereas I was the spare. This was not merely how the press referred to us, though it was definitely that. This was shorthand, often used by Pa and Mommy and Grandpa and even Granny, the heir and the spare. There was no judgment about it, but also no ambiguity. I was the shadow, the support, the plan B. I was brought into the world in case something happened to Willie. I was summoned to provide backup, distraction, diversion, and if necessary, a spare part. My family, it makes me so sad how my family, Harry, was being dehumanized even from such a very, very young age. How they were treating him less like a human being. And my family, more like someone they can use. And my family, it perfectly explains how Charles is being so cruel to his own son. He says he loves his son, but clearly Charles has only ever loved his son for as long as he could use his son. As long as he could leak stories about Harry and ensure that Harry could not respond, ensure that Harry could not correct any lie being told about him. That's where the love extended to. And my family, that's not love. When Charles has seen with his own two eyes that he can no longer control Prince Harry, he has shown exactly just what he feels for Harry. Evicting Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet from their only UK home. Refusing to condemn abuse towards his own son, Harry. Being part of the berating of Prince Harry. Based on what we have seen in court documents, where Meghan said that Prince Harry was being publicly berated by his own father, Charles. My family. And no wonder Meghan wrote a letter to Thomas Markle to try and get, the royal family to pause. Because apparently, the royal family were claiming to be angry about Thomas Markle's interviews with the UK tabloid media. In my family, we see time and time again how Harry has been treated. When they have seen that they could no longer control Prince Harry, my family, they have shown their true colors. That clearly they don't have, love or affection for Prince Harry. They only cared about using him for their own gain. And clearly, Harry has seen that. Harry has opened his eyes to see that. And no wonder, in his memoir, he says, I was summoned to provide backup. A backup for Prince William. Distraction. My family, whenever William and Charles are caught by tabloids doing something wrong, a story about Harry is handed over to the UK media to deflect, distract, to be a diversion. My family, Harry was being used as a scapegoat in his life. And when he got married, the royal family believed they could use Meghan as the new scapegoat. And Harry said, no, I'll stand up, I'll defend my wife from abuse. And that's what he did. My family, that's what Harry did. Defend his wife. Defend the mother of his child. That's what he did. And that is what Harry has continued to do. Fight for his wife and kids. Right now even, he is in court trying to get armed security for his wife and kids and himself when they come to the UK because of this dangerous rhetoric by the media. My family. This dangerous rhetoric by the media from Daily Express, my family, that Prince Harry's risk of death in war acceptable, but William's deemed too great by Queen. My family, the person who they speak of, who is talking about all of this, my family, this person never said these words. However, the media has pinned these words to fit their narrative. And their narrative is radicalizing its readers to want to potentially cause harm, to Harry and Meghan. That is what the tabloids are doing with this rhetoric that I consider and say is very, very dangerous, my family. And it must be condemned because this is exactly what Harry said. My family, about the harmful, dangerous rhetoric from the UK media. My family, I find what they're doing so disgusting. So disgusting. these right-wing media outlets, constantly using language that is meant to incite violence, issue death threats towards Harry, and even towards Meghan Markle, and even towards their kids, like what we saw Carnival of so-called expert Robert Jobson say about Archie. I won't even repeat that threat that he made, because it's too painful how they speak of, Archie, Meghan, Harry. My family, Harry has opened his eyes. And yet, when Harry was saying this about how he was viewed, they called him a liar. When Harry even called his memoir spare, UK media were so angry. Since when have we, seen him or described him as spare? Yet every day, the UK tabloids, while dehumanizing Prince Harry, they referred to him as the spare in a disparaging manner. When Harry claimed that name, that word, spare, exactly how the royal family, Prince William, Kate, Charles, even the Queen, referred to him as, my family, you saw the reaction from the UK media. They did not like that one bit. My family. Yet Harry, clearly, every day, his words are being proven to be true. Of how Harry was viewed as unimportant, as just the spare, in a disparaging manner. And the fact he was spare, it was the spare, my family, also made him get treated in a very, very, poor manner compared to his brother, who was the heir, who was treated well. William had the luxury. Now William is in charge of the Duchy of Cornwall that brings revenues of up to £20 million a year. William is very, very rich, my family. While for Prince Harry, even doing a renovation for £2.4 million for a cottage that did not even belong to him, even that was held to be a problem by the royal family. Even that was held to be a problem by the royal family and the tabloids. They never ever wanted for Harry to have nice things. The life of the spare was to be one of misery, unhappiness. My family, I want to say this. I'm happy, I'm proud of how Harry has changed his life, has sought financial independence. My family, I'm very proud of Prince Harry. My family, once again, allow me to read what, Harry said about all of this, of exactly how he was being dehumanized as a spare. And I quote, I was summoned to provide backup, distraction, diversion, and if necessary, a spare part. Kidney perhaps, blood transfusion, speck of bone marrow. This was all made explicitly clear to me from the start of life's journey, and regularly reinforced thereafter. Exactly as I've said, the tabloids, the royal family, refer to Harry as the spare, not in a good manner, but in a disparaging, insulting manner, to demean him, to dehumanize him. Harry's life was supposed to be one of misery. No wonder they're so angry when Harry, gets a deal with Netflix, Spotify, making millions of dollars. No wonder they get so angry. When Harry, puts down a mortgage for their first home, his first ever home in Montecito, California. No wonder they get so angry, because they never ever intended for the life of the spirit to be one of happiness, to be one of financial independence. Never. My family, I'm happy Harry sought financial independence. My family, I'm also happy that he chose to fight for his wife and kids. Once again, I continue. Harry's memoir spare. I was 20 the first time I heard the story of what Pa allegedly said to Mommy the day of my birth. Wonderful. Now you have given me an heir and a spare. My work is done. Charles viewed having children as just part of the job. My family, if you are having kids, my family, have kids, because you intend on showing them love, affection. My family, by now, if this was a different environment, if members of the royal family were not in the royal family, let's say, they were just, normal people, a normal family living normal lives, not the royal family. There's no monarchy. My family, by now, social services would have been called to take kids away from being raised by Charles, by anyone else, my family. Because my family, with how Harry has been treated in his life, is just so disgusting. So evil how Harry has been treated. By now, social services would have been called on Prince William and Kate Middleton if they were just a normal family. But since they're the royal family, my family will just have to somehow stand here and watch of how they treat members of their own family. And my family, we will call them out. We will condemn how poorly children born in the royal family are being treated. My family. And I've seen my family. The tabloid media is grooming Louis, William, and Kate's last born son as the next scapegoat, as their next target. My family, I'm telling you, if William K. Middleton were a normal family right now, social services would have been called right now. So those kids don't have to endure or put up with abuse or live in an abusive family or stay in an abusive, toxic environment. My family, once again, I continue. I was 20 the first time I heard the story of what Pa allegedly said to Mommy the day of my birth. Wonderful. Now you've given me an heir and a spare. My work is done. A joke, presumably. On the other hand, minutes after delivering this bit of high comedy, Pa was said to have gone off to meet his girlfriend. So, many, a true word spoken in jest. I took no offense. I felt nothing about it, any of it. Succession was like the weather, or the positions of the planets, or the turn of the seasons. Who had the time to worry about things so unchangeable, who could bother with being bothered by a fate etched in stone. Being a Windsor meant working out which truths were timeless and then banishing them from your mind. It meant absorbing the basic parameters of one's identity, knowing by instinct who you were, which was forever a byproduct of who you were not. I was not Granny. I was not Pa. I was not Willie. I was third in line behind them. Every boy and girl, at least once, imagines themselves as a prince or princess. Therefore, spare or not spare. It was not half bad to actually be one. More, standing resolutely behind the people you loved. Wasn't that the definition of honor, of love, like bowing to Victoria as you passed? That's what Prince Harry says, my family, in his memoir. My family, don't ever raise kids to feel like they're not, human beings, that they're a spare part. My family, if you ever have kids, don't let them ever believe that they're spare parts. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that they are human beings. My family, it's sad how in the royal family, how kids are raised. It's very, very sad, my family, how Harry was dehumanized in his life. And William was part of that dehumanization, my family. And my family, I want to cover this, what was actually said, and once again condemn what Daily Express said online. My family, once again I repeat what they said. The Prince Harry risk of death in war acceptable, but Williams deemed too great by Queen. My family, I want to condemn that and tell you what was actually said, my family, because once again we continue to prove what Harry said is true. The tabloids are actively participating in radicalizing its readers to want to potentially cause harm to Harry and his family, his wife and kids. My family, please hear what was actually said, my family. And I quote, "The Queen wanted both William and Harry to fight the Taliban in Afghanistan when war broke out in 2001. Before deciding it was too risky to send the future heir to the throne," an ex-army chief has said. The decision over whether the princess, both Prince William and Harry, should take part in the conflict, my family, was something that was discussed at a meeting between the late Queen Elizabeth II and General Sir Mike Jackson, the former head of the British Army. And my family, in an upcoming ITV documentary called The Real Crown, Sir Mike breached a protocol by revealing details of his private audience with the Queen. And he said what goes on in those audiences and who says what to whom remains for the two people involved. And I will break the rule about not divulging what goes on this one occasion. And here's what he said. She, the Queen, was very clear. She said, "My grandsons have taken my shilling. Therefore, they must do their duty." And that was that. But it was decided that William, as heir to the throne, the risk was too great. But for his younger brother, the risk was acceptable. That was what was basically my family said by this former head of the British Army. Yet, Daily Express, my family, had to say Prince Harry's risk of death in war acceptable, but William's deemed too great by Queen. That was what Daily Express said, my family. I want to condemn that rhetoric. I want to condemn that language used by Daily Express and other media outlets, my family, because other ones I can see are also using that same language, my family. I want to condemn that rhetoric as rhetoric which radicalizes its readers to want to potentially cause harm to Prince Harry. I want to condemn that in the strongest terms possible, my family. And we must condemn hate and this, spinning of words used by the tabloid media to paint a different narrative. My family, that is what I wish to condemn. And my family is discussing how, the tabloids speak of Harry and Meghan, and also how they've spoken about Harry for most of his life. Now, the meaning, the humanizing way and manner. My family. Now, my family, also, here is what has been said. The Real Crown reveals that the Queen had put a lot of thought into the decision, as she had detailed information about the risks faced by UK armed personnel in Afghanistan. Sir John Scarlett, at the time head of MI6, said, "Of course, she has complete clearance to everything. She has complete access to an exceptional amount of information and insight for longer than anyone else." My family, that is what was said, back then. And my family, Harry was told he could go. William was told to stay, my family, because he was the heir to the throne, my family. Do you see how in the royal family, Harry was dispensable? That's how they treated Harry all of his life. And my family, this what Harry said in his memoir about how he was treated as a spare part. For anyone who says that Harry was happy before he met, Meghan Markle in the royal family, remind them of Harry's own words in his memoir of how life was like in the royal family, of what Harry said himself, of how he was being treated by his own father, of how Harry was being treated by Prince William. My family, they only saw him as a spare part and not as a human being. My family, and that was wrong. That was wrong. My family, that was very, very wrong. And my family, these far-right threats that we see being waged against Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are very, very real. And they come mostly from the UK tabloid media. My family, I would like to remind you what Neil Basu said about the threats that both Harry and Meghan face. with a focus on Meghan, Harry's wife. Please hear this, my family, please.
You were in charge of royal protection. How would you characterise the threats that Meghan and Harry received?
Well, disgusting and very real. I've talked publicly for many years about the threat of extreme right-wing terrorism in this country. I've often been misquoted as taking my eye off the ball, as though I think that that was the biggest threat. I've never called it the biggest threat, but it was the fastest growing. You know, and my wonderful friend and counterpart at MI5 will tell you exactly the same thing, that when I started in CT in 2015... Counterterrorism, it was about 6% of our total workload. Certainly when I left 15, 16 months ago, it was over 20% of our workload.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right?
Absolutely. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
Absolutely. We had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those threats.
My family, you've heard that yourself. And that's why I wanted to take the time to condemn the online rhetoric being used by Daily Express against Prince Harry. I wanted to condemn it, my family. And that's what, I have done and will continue to do. Condemn threats from UK media against Prince Harry and also against Meghan Markle, my family. Allow me to read some comments on this, please, my family, on this story. Here's what members of the squad online are saying. Now, Vanessa on Twitter said that Prince Harry told us. So now the royals are confirming to all of us exactly what Harry said is true. Indeed, very, very true. Now, someone said that they regard Harry's life as disposable, as evidenced by the treatment he has received from the media and the royal family. Everything the media has done to him comes from royal family's view of him as a backup, to be used as a scapegoat for the brothers and even the father's sins. Exactly. And they're angry that Harry does not put up with it. My family. Now, someone said that William is too much of a coward to ever go into battle. Indeed, 100% he is. And my family, Harry told us all the truth, my family. My family, someone with a link to that article from Daily Express said that, in other words, Harry's life was, expendable. How are these people even called a family? They don't even know the meaning of the word. How they think this makes them look even good is beyond me. My family, someone said that, my family, Harry loved the Queen, but Elizabeth was not the sweet old lady people want to think she was. My family, indeed, I firmly believe so as well, because my family, the Queen could have commanded the media to stop the abuse, or even issued a statement just condemning the abuse. But she never did. That tells you a lot, really. It tells you so much. My family, someone said that the sad indictment for the royal family who have always seen Harry as expendable. So very thankful Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet aren't there being abused. My family, someone said that, my family, it's clear they don't value the spare. Just as Harry said, Harry's words are being proven through each and every single day. Harry is also on the front pages of UK tabloids who want to profit from stories about Prince Harry. But they can't stand Harry telling his own story. Clearly, Harry told the truth, my family. My family, tell me your thoughts about all of this kindly. I'd like to hear your opinion on this, please, my family. And with that and so much more, hate never wins. I'm happy that right now, Harry has a true family. Harry has a real family worthy of being called a family. Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Doria, they are a real family. I'm happy that Harry escaped the dysfunctional, royal family back in the UK. I'm happy about that, my family. And every day, his choice of fleeing the UK, Harry is being proven right every day, my family. With that and so much more, I'm happy and thankful to God for keeping Harry safe in the military. And my family, with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube. Harry truly is a good man with a very good heart. And I'm honored to support him. And I'll continue showing my support for Prince Harry each and every single day because he's a good man with a very good heart. And may God bless him immensely, my family. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hate never wins, love wins, and love truly has won. Harry and Meghan live in the US, and may they always continue to be happy. My family, I'm happy that Archie and Lilibet Diana won't be raised, next to around Prince William, Kate Middleton. I'm happy about that, my family. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.